You see my ceiling. Alright guys, I don't know what my neighbor's doing, so if you can hear that, I'm really sorry. It sounds like they're tearing their house down. Anyways, let's get out of the gym. And I thought, this is the end of the week, but I thought I would start the video, I thought I would start the video with kind of an end of the week rant, if you will, a thought, because I think it's very prevalent in this society, and I do not want to perpetuate that annoyance. So my backstory is that for 10 plus years, I was a fitness professional. So that means I was personal trainer, gym manager, powerlifting person, fitness model, figure competitor. I made getting fit my full-time job. And I loved everything to do with fitness. But it was hard. It was hard to be that girl that counted every macro, that had to pump herself up for the gym, that had to sacrifice and fight hard. It was exhausting. And when I moved out to Arizona, it's a very different culture from Ohio. Ohio are, for the most part, thicker, strong women. I'm not picking on the women of Arizona. It's a different culture. It's a culture of grunge gyms in Ohio and powerlifters, and thick is normal. And so what I did was more normal. And I moved out here and I was abnormal. Most of the girls here are incredibly thin, thinner than I could ever be. And they do it with such apparent ease. And then Instagram added to that, of all these women using their belly tees and their tummy tucker things and 5-pound dumbbells and beach body programs. And I'm not knocking those things. Understand that. My rant is based around being real and being honest. And there are some girls that can get fit with those things. There are some women, I guess I should say, that it comes naturally to them. But I would say the mass majority of us, getting fit is hard. I found over those 10 years that for my body to change, my specific body, I'm just talking my body, I require heavy, heavy lifting. I have to be perfect with my macros. I can't have treat meals or cheat meals or be super flexible on my diet. I can't drink. I have to be one path, one-sided, and that's hard. And when I was prompted with this, or inundated, I guess, with this idea that it was easy for some women, that something was wrong with my body because I couldn't just do a cardio program and lose weight. And I'm a fitness professional, people. I have spent years studying science, but I fell into that trap because I was tired. I was exhausted. And I needed a break, was the moral of the story. And I think I spent the last couple years after that break just trying to do this the easy way. And over the last couple weeks, I've really fallen in love with powerlifting again. And I guess I came from the gym and I'm like physically and mentally exhausted, because to get under a barbell that is heavier than you think you can manage and to do working sets with that is, it's taxing. And of course I got tired, and of course I needed a break, and of course it's hard. And of course I was frustrated when I saw what I thought were other women getting super fit really easily. And I guess my rant is just, don't listen to anybody else. Don't fall into the trap that I fell into. And I'm not blaming anybody on my weight gain. This was all me. I was lazy. I ate too much. I have a thyroid problem and I just kind of let it go. Like, I'm not blaming anybody else but me. But I fell into the traps because I wanted to believe there was an easier way. And I'm not saying fitness is like the hardest thing I've ever done. But for me to get fit, there's sacrifice. There is hard work. There is mental boundaries that I have to push, mental and physical. And I know my body, and I have to listen to my body and listen to my experience. So my biggest thing to you, so that we can stop perpetuating that fitness is easy for everyone, is to figure out what works for you. Take the time, hire a good trainer that will try different ways. Not everybody is built like me. Not everybody needs really heavy weight to change and perfect diets, but I do. And I listened to other people. And if somebody who spent 10 years of her life in the fitness world fell into that trap, you can fall into that trap too. So there's just my little rant. I'm kind of going on. I know I am, but it just was important to me to share with you. Fitness is such a journey, and it's such a personal journey. And then we bring social media into it and it becomes a social journey. And sometimes we don't share the real story, and sometimes we make it look easier than it is. And I just want you to know that every time I walk out into that garage, into that gym, it's a battle. It's a battle to do what I need to do. It's a challenge. It's mental toughness. But every time I do it and I come out, I'm making strides. I'm making changes. And that is worth it for me. And right now, where I am in my life, I have the time, I have the energy, I have the desire. You know, I had my season of a break, and then I had my season of let's just try to make fitness easy. See if we can make this happen. It doesn't happen. But now it's my time. I want that fit, confident Michelle back that I used to be. And so for me, it's worth the sacrifice. And I think that's the conversation you need to be having with yourself is what's worth it? How fit do you want to get? Be realistic with yourself and try new things. You know, maybe you are one of those girls that you can do cardio, but maybe cardio is really hard for you. So maybe, you know, your body changes with cardio, but you hate it. I'm with you. I just have to lift really heavy. Like, we're in the same boat. Regardless of what you do, most likely to see and to have real change, it's hard. It's not easy. And I don't ever want to make it look easy. I love lifting, but when I'm doing my big lifts out in that gym and I'm starting to get back there, it's mentally sometimes the toughest things I do especially for me, squats. I hate squats. They're my weakest. They've always been my weakness. They hurt. They don't feel comfortable. To get under that bar and to squat a heavy weight that I don't think I can do is like the mental exercise of the day. And no wonder why I needed a break. No wonder why I wanted to find an easier way. And maybe you're a person who has to run a gazillion miles and you hate running and cardio or whatever it is. I'm not telling you what you need to do, but I'm just saying listen to your heart, listen to your body, listen to yourself. Don't fall into the traps. It's not easy, and I'm right here with you. Alright guys, so I wanted to show you something really fun that I found while I was downloading my old powerlifting program. So this is back in the day, look at that, 2014. I had been training for at least 10 years at this point. Bodybuilding style training, I had competed. I was pretty much just long and lean. I didn't have a lot of muscle, well, short and lean, because I've never been long. But I was just short and lean. I'm 5'4", so this is a nice weight for me. And when I hired this coach, which this company does not even exist anymore, the coach does, so if you want his information, I'm happy to pass it along. But when I hired him, it was purely for the powerlifting portion. I had started falling in love with lifting heavy, and I knew I needed help. So he took over my diet as well. I was happening to dating him, so it kind of worked. He took over my diet as well. And these are my starting macros, which aren't low. They're not, some 900 calorie diet, but honestly, I was probably sitting on about 900 calories. He bumped me up to real food. And if you look, let's just keep going. I mean, come on, how long did I sit at that weight? So long. But look how consistent my macros were. So consistent with good food, and then boom, I started dropping. Boom, I started dropping. Held, dropped a bunch. And all through this, those macros, that must have been a cheat day. I had some of those. Very rare, but I had a few, I'm sure. But if you watch, I dropped to a weight that I hadn't seen in such a long time. But look how consistent these macros are. But this is what it takes. If you go over to this weight change graph, for me, this is what it takes. And that's so hard. I mean, how hard to work for weeks at a time till you get a little bump. Then weeks at a time, a little bump. A little. But look at what this does over time. You know, this was over the course of just a couple months. So, I mean, really, that's pretty substantial weight loss for just a couple months. And I just wanted to share this with you just because I know the science behind my body. I know how my body works. I know science. And yet I still fell into the trap. So I just wanted to share this with you. I thought it was kind of cool to see how consistent AF I was, although the rest of the spreadsheet is not filled with my training days because I was really bad at that. But hey, I was very good at tracking macros, and that is what matters. So there is that. Hey guys, it's Monday, check-in, new week, week 12, and it's morning. It is 7:27 now, and I'm in the gym, which is weird for me. I'm usually a night worker-outer, but I'm traveling for work this afternoon, and I wanted to make sure I got it in. No, stop. Hey guys, happy Monday morning. We are in week 12. I cannot believe we are in week 12 already, and I'm doing something a little different this week, and I wanted to share my plans. I travel this week and for work, so I don't really have control of my schedule, and there's gonna be 3 days where I can't work out, like I don't have access to a gym, and I'm not all, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my gains, because I'm not there, and it's not true, but I don't want to lose momentum, and momentum's what you get when you consistently work out, and I don't want the momentum to be gone. So last week I did my splits Monday through Friday because I knew I was going out of town for something fun on the weekend. So that would leave me not working out for 5 straight days. So that's a huge momentum shift, and I'd have to reintroduce the momentum next week, which is just harder. And so what I'm doing is it's 7:30 in the morning, and I'm in the gym. I fly out later today. We got a little walk in this morning already, and then I'm gonna want Tula and Feeny when I drop Feeny off at their house to stay for a few days. I'm gonna take a red band and a door attachment so that I can do an accessory lift Tuesday morning, because I can get a really good rear delt back accessory lift in with just bands. So that's 2 days. I'm gonna take Wednesday off because I don't really feel like I can get a decent lift in on bands twice a week. So I'm gonna take Wednesday off, and then I'll be able to finish my split out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and take off Sunday, and then restart the next week. So I just wanted to share my plan because I think a lot of times when you're getting back into things and when you're new to things, it's easy to just be like, oh, I'm a newbie, I'm not really making gains, so I'm just gonna take a few days off. But it's the momentum shift that it was so hard to get into this, 5 days constant split once you're out of it. So, the last couple years I would have just been like, I'm good. But I realized before that, when I was a powerlifter and I was a figure competitor, I would have never let those things happen. I would have kept the momentum going. So I'm glad my mindset's back in that, and that I'm working with what I have, and I'm proud of that. And so that is the plan for this week. I'm going to finish up chest day today. International Chest Day is Monday. And then tomorrow will be my accessory lift, and then Wednesday will be off, and then I'll be back home Wednesday night so I can lift Thursday with my boy and get back to our routine. So that is what we're doing. That is the plan. Let's get after another great week. Bye. This shit has always been my favorite. I'm weak as all get out. But I'm again! Morning, it is Thursday. There we go. You can see. It is Thursday, back home, back where I belong. Did a little switcheroo this morning, and after late nights, early mornings on that work trip, and then animals, and then another late night, supposed to be early morning today. My alarm went off at 5 and my body was not feeling it. So slept a little. Gonna just work a little later today. Getting a nice walk in, which is so good to have back. The boy he's right there looking at the bunnies. And here we go. Happy Thursday, almost Friday. I need the weekend. I feel like this week, I feel like this week has been just this like a mix of highs and lows, and I feel like that's probably how every fitness journey that I've ever been on has gone, and I think it's probably how everybody's fitness journey always goes. But you know, this week I've not been able to run and my foot is killing me, so even like walking is really bothersome. But in the gym's a whole nother story. I'm getting so much stronger. I'm following the plan perfectly. I'm getting that confidence back in myself, and I'm so thankful for that, and I'm trying not to get stressed about the cardio, because I know like being on my foot when I don't need to be on my foot is not a good idea. But it's hard because that's like the part I'm scared about. But you know, I'm gonna take all the wins in the gym, the gym wins, because it's been really fantastic to be back under the bar. I'm actually fully back on to former powerlifting programming that I had from back in the day. I had kind of been a intro to powerlifting conjugate method, but I was just curious to see how it felt to go back into full programming. And it matches the splits, and I'm still getting all the strength things that I need to get. It's not far off, it's just specific programming from my coach back in the day. And I'm really enjoying it, and it's really fun. And I got bumper plates today, so I can pull from the floor here. So I've been going to the gym for that. So it's kind of gonna be fun to pull from the floor in my gym. And I'm really excited. And here goes Sweetie again. And so we're just gonna take the wins, and we're gonna go to the doctor if we need to for this foot. I'm really hoping rest, ice, compression, elevation helps. And now I'm gonna go eat, because that's been another thing, like super awesome thing, that I've been hungry. Like I used to never be hungry, which isn't good. There goes the dog again. He is not very good for filming. He's like, Mom, what are you doing? So I'm gonna go eat now. I'm gonna go enjoy, sorry, that's like rated R. I'm gonna go enjoy lunch. I've totally lost all track because my dog's butts. I'm not first. All right, we're gonna go. Peace out, guys.